Now, all this week we've been talking about Bradford and how its city is divided by race. Asian people living in one part of the city, white people living in another. Schools which are almost entirely Asian and schools with almost an entire white population. Well, millions of you and live and work in Bradford, and most of you, we assume, happily. So I want to hear positive stories about Bradford today. What makes you proud to live in Bradford? What's the best thing about Bradford that we can celebrate live on the air today? 0845 303 3333 is my telephone number, 81333. Start your message with Leeds on the text. Bobby Patel runs the ๊brædfərd restaurant. It's a vegetarian restaurant in Bradford, and is very proud to call himself a member of the city and the curry capital of the UK. Bobby joins us now. How are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for coming in, because there's so much to celebrate in Bradford, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, obviously, it's the home of ๊brædfərd. I was born there. I've lived there all my life. Gone out and moved into these other cities for a while and come back. And as you say, Alex, for me, it's my city. I have ownership, and like any other city, there are various problems, but there's lots of positives in there as well. And I think as we go forward, the fact that we've had the negatives, we can move on from them.
Here's the way I see Bradford. I don't live in Bradford, I live in Leeds, but I go there once a week to the theatre. The theatre's beautiful. The
Absolutely.
People that are in it are tremendous. I go for dinner, they're all friendly, they welcome me. Why should I judge any deeper than that? I mean,
exactly.
Salt of the earth people, is that how you feel?
Absolutely. I think, salt of the earth is very much not just Bradford, is it? It's Yorkshire. Our inherent characteristics are, honesty, upfront, and talk it out as we see it. So for me, as you've already mentioned, curry capital, you see some of the most successful restaurant groups have started in Bradford, and being a restaurateur myself, I'm very proud. If you're a restaurateur and you're doing well in Bradford, you're a good restaurateur. It's extremely competitive, and the quality of the food is phenomenal.
And because it's a smaller city, of course, you get to know your punters, don't you? So it's far more of a community. Do you feel that?
Yeah. And, my client base and my customers are varied. We have all cultures, and it kind of hurts when you look at things on a broader level, and you talk about segregation and you talk about the statistics. But, I live in Bradford. I live just outside the city centre, and, I don't see that. We may live in a densely Asian populated area, but each one of us and every one of us have got complete familiarity with various other cultures. It is integrated. There is integration. In fact, one of the things that I actually have put down as a point of positive is I would honestly say that Bradford is what you call a cultural melting pot. Every culture's coming together. I take part in celebrating Eid, even though it's not my festival. I take part in Christmas. People take part in Diwali. We take part in all of these events. I think in Bradford the festival lights are always on. It's always something. It's happy something, and it's just nice that we're able to get that exposure.
And you love it so much because you moved away to go to university, and now you've come back. You could have gone anywhere, quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, I went to London after university, worked in London for a few years. The pull to Bradford was actually more to do with our family business, but there is an element of hope, that Bradford will pick itself up. It has got a lot of challenges ahead of it. And I think some of the things that we're learning as we go is, well, isn't it great that we didn't invest all that money and make a big city centre only to be facing a recession? So, there are positives. I mean, we held back. We're on the brink of development, and the recession we're in recovery. So a perfect time, an ideal opportunity, not, to learn from our neighbours, the Leeds and cities where you have developed. We're in the position to develop with a little bit of insight into what works, what doesn't.
How's ๊brædfərd doing? I mean, it's well known, well respected. You care passionately about it.
Yeah, more than passionate. It's my life. It's my family's life, and it's everything that we stand for. And as a business, we're doing fantastically well. There are things going to happen in the next few months which will take us national. But I can't talk too much about those things. But as a business, we're doing great. We love the city. We're looking at expansion, and we like the fact that Bradford is associated provided with great food. So being in a food business, it's the best place to be.
All right, tell me one good thing about Bradford. 0845 303 3333 is my number. On the text 81333. Start your message with Leeds. Just one great thing about Bradford. 0845 303 3333. What's family life like? I mean, will you ever be pulled away from that? You talk about expanding and all that business. Is it always going to be for you, Bradford is the heart of your business?
Bradford will always be the heart. It was where I was born. It was where Prashad was born. It was where my family came in from in the 60s, and they set up home there. There's been changes. At times we've not enjoyed those changes, and we've seen, as you've said, the segregation. But I think we're seeing a different Bradford now. We're seeing much more different communities coming in. It's not just a nation centre point. You see, some of the things that I really am happy about with Bradford is, for example, the MBA. It's worldwide famous. It's well acclaimed, and it's in the centre of Bradford. The Bradford School of Management is a centre, a hub of excellence, and through that, the ripples come into the city. You see things happening now, which we're proud of.
You see, I wish we were broadcasting from Bradford so I could live there, because it's way cheaper than Leeds. I mean, at least Dick Turpin wore a mask. You don't want to know how much I'm paying for my flat over there. I mean, seriously, it would be half price in Bradford. Yeah. That's attractive as well, isn't it? Because you can afford to live there.
Absolutely. You can afford to not only live there, but you can afford to enjoy there. As you said, you come to the theatre once a week. You are able to use your disposable income in various ways other than just the flat. I think the cost of living is very attractive to the student communities. I know that much of Bradford University's foreign students are choosing Bradford because the cost of living is low. Obviously, we'd like to see a general uplift in those things, but that comes with the city developing itself.
Is it getting better or is it getting worse, Bradford?
For me, Bradford is getting better. I've been in Bradford now for the last 6 years, building and working in our own business. I guess that keeps me a little bit sheltered and a little bit focused on what I do. So I only see Bradford through my own eyes. But from what I see, I'm very, very happy with what I see. Even to the local area which I live in, there's much more relaxed atmosphere. There's much more acceptance. There's new communities coming in. We're intrigued to learn. It's a different Bradford to what it used to be.
Right, your hardest question, and don't muck me about with this. I'm taking this very seriously. I come to Prashad. What do I have for a starter? What do I have for my main?
What do you have for your starter? You certainly have a chart for your starter, and for your main, anything you like.
No. You can't. No, there's got to be something that's a gem. I haven't got time to look through the menu. I'm very, very busy. Your best dish that's going to blow my mind.
Masala dosa.
Masala dosa. All right. I'll see you next week. I'm going to pop down.
Thanks, Alex.
Great to talk to you. Thank you for coming in. Bobby Patel, singing the praises of Bradford. If you want to do the same, 0845 303 3333 is my telephone number. On the text 81333.